Boom! Just like that, it's another Tuesday. We're having fun, we're crafting, and today I'm really, really excited. Hey everybody, welcome to the live. Obviously, as you know, based on the cover of this live that we threw out, it is gonna be back to school. We're having some fun, and today, I have to say, based on what's behind me, we are in a different environment. We're in a different set today, so you guys have seen this before, this background that was done by our incredible graphic artist team, and everybody here at Caesar got a hand to play in it, so we figure this is the perfect place to do this week's live / we got kicked out of the studio because there was super important meetings going on. Boom. Either way, we're here to have some fun. Let's go around the room. We'll come to you guys over on Facebook and over on YouTube here in a minute, see where you're chiming in. So make sure you start telling us where you're chiming in from, but today's project's really fun. Not only are we gonna use Easy Color DTV, we are also going to be using Eco Stretch as well, and we're keeping it back to school theme. So not only are we gonna make a cool teacher shirt that you guys can get prepared for your kid's first day, we're not throwing apples on the desk anymore, people. We're getting creative. We're making t-shirts for the teachers now because that's how I like to suck up when I was in school, so no big deal. And then we're also going to be using Easy Color DTV for probably something that you guys have not seen before or maybe haven't thought of to use DTV before, and I'm talking about personalizing, not just on the front, but how we brand our products too. So before we get into it, you know, we always go around the room, and then we're gonna go to you guys to see where you're watching in from, and we're gonna hop right into the live. But without further ado, hitting the ones, the twos, the threes, and the fours, making all of this stuff look good is the very own Trev. Say hi, Trev.
Hello?
Is that mic on today?
Yeah, it is.
All right, good. We got a mic today. Perfect. And he is the grammatical gatekeeper. He is the sultan of all syllables. He is the writer with the most beautiful brain in the world. It's our very own Adam S. Say hi, Adam.
Oh, shucks. Thanks, Patrick. Hey, everyone.
And today we got a special guest. Why don't you pass that mic over one more time, Adam, because I'm going to go to him in 1 second here. We got a very special guest. Actually, you know what? Just come on. Just bring the mic and come on. Who cares? We have two very special guests in the office from our own software team here is Tony. Hey. Say hi, Tony. What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
See you, man?
And then we got Kayla. She's over in the office right now. Kayla, you want to say hi or no? All right, that's going to be a no. That's okay, but she's watching, so we're all chiming in.
I put her name on the screen.
Huh? Oh, did you put her name on the screen?
Yeah, so now she has to, no.
You want to come and say hi really quick? And we got Kayla hanging out too, so you already know as Kayla's coming in. Hi, hi.
Hi.
Say hello to Kayla, everybody. As you know, Kayla and Tony are always sitting and monitoring the comments and checking everything you guys are saying. So you guys have questions? Now you put a face to chat. That's where we'll call it that. Thanks so much. Yeah, here, can you hand that back? Oh, actually, you can take that because you guys know we have a newer video person on our team, has been absolutely crushing it for us. It's our very own Adam Z. Say hi, Adam.
What's up, guys?
And you're working this camera today. We got some movement going today on this camera. So we don't have the overhead today, so we're working with what we have. But let's go really quickly over into, Adam, are you on Facebook or YouTube?
I'm on both.
Okay, so we're going to go over to Facebook first. I want to see where you guys are chiming in from. Let us know what you guys have planned for back to school. That's a really good one to throw along this chat, too. So let's hop in there, Adam.
All right, starting on Facebook, we have Stacy saying hello from Omaha.
Hello, hello.
Donna Howard saying hi, Tony, and hi, Kayla.
Hello.
Swift Creek Customs is here.
Boom. Drop your link really quick, Ellie, for us, too. If you need to know anything about Romeo, Juliet, you want to learn more about Caesar, one of the best educators that we've had out there making YouTube content is Ellie Mae. So make sure you follow along. All right, who else do we got?
We have Anna hiding in her office.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, she's too far to say hi, Anna, from here, but maybe she'll pop in towards the end and say hi, Anna.
Pretty loud.
Yeah. Can you, Anna, say hi. Nope, she couldn't hear me. It's fine. She's dialing. Yeah, Trev got it. All right, let's hop over to YouTube really quick so we can get into the project.
All right. On YouTube, we have Iris from Washington State.
Hello, hello.
Stacy says greetings from Indiana.
Okay, I was going to say, that's not, we don't have Stacy on two different platforms going multi-platform on us here. Hi, Stacy.
Dee from Kentucky, Terry from Maryland, Bonnie from Texas. We have the whole country.
Have we
here
seen Thomas in the chat? Is Thomas here?
I have
on either.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome Thomas from Warsaw, Indiana. You have become a staple of our lives. We ask for you every week. So thank you for hanging out. All right, so let's hop into it. Make sure you guys in the comments drop all of the cool stuff that you guys are thinking about making for back to school, whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, or maybe you're making something for your student to take back and finding a way to personalize their world. So we're going to dive right into using Easy Color DTV. Now, up on the Leonardo Design Studio, which is what I'm using today, I am actually have already set up a file for myself. And what we're actually going to do for this fun project is we're going to make shirt labels. So one of the easiest ways to obviously, number one, I probably have mine done right now so I don't lose my shirts, but one of the easiest ways to kind of differentiate what's yours and what's not yours anyways is fun t-shirt labels. But you guys know, as kids, we have these scratchy little labels that tear away. Tear that thing off and personalize it now and have some fun. So we got a file set up right now, and I might have went a little overboard, okay? So Maya, I'm gonna throw it out there. Maya said, hey, you should make some t-shirt labels for this. Said, hey, make, something where we're gonna do a little contour and make something cute. Obviously, I went with some robots for the boys. We're doing some unicorns for the girls, but maybe went a little far in the design, but I thought they looked cool. So for these, I do want to say anything with DTV and utilizing Easy Color DTV, which again is your at-home DTF solution. We've talked about this already on a couple lives. It is a product where you don't need any fancy printers. You don't need anything. You need a regular desktop printer. You need this fancy little packet that you either get from retail, or if you find any of our resellers or distributors, you can get Easy Color DTV or direct to vinyl there. And all you have to do, feed it through that regular printer like we're going to do right now, and you can make really cool, awesome full color artwork. But if you notice on software right now, for these labels themselves, yes, there are some cavities that are in these designs. However, we're keeping a simple contour because we want to be able to mass produce these. This is a great way that if you are somebody that not only personalizes your own stuff, you can obviously make your own neck labels. But if you're a business, you grab some DTV. Remember, we've talked about this, $1.70 a sheet. And on here right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 14, 18 labels. So 18 labels that I just did with $1.70. That's a pretty good, I think that's a pretty good margin right there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just highlight my whole design board. I've already set it up for print and cut, which I know we've talked about many, many times before. And I'm just going to hit send design. Now this is after I get to the send design menu. What we're going to do is we're now going to set this up to run through our printer. So I'm going to unmirror this because with Easy Color DTV, you don't mirror like you would with a traditional heat transfer vinyl. We're actually going to keep everything to where it's readable, is what I like to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my DTV page, and then I'm going to hit, instead of print PDF, we're going to go and find our printer, 3830, and we're going to hit print. Now, while this is printing out, I want to talk to you guys really quick about Easy Color DTV. And we get a lot of questions about why is my Easy Color DTV, I'll heat apply it, and then all of a sudden a day later, I'm noticing that ink is running or it got wet and something happened. Well, here's the thing with Easy Color DTV is that you have to pay attention to how your printer is actually printing. Every printer, whether it's an Epson, a Canon, or any other brand, all have different what are called print profiles. And that's basically this information that's telling the printer how much ink to lay down on your page. Well, in some printers, they actually lay down a lot of ink. So they over ink or overprint the ink on there. Now, DTV, like any other product out there, Easy Color has a limit to how much ink can actually sit and rest in the material itself. So it's always best to do a couple test prints for yourself on your own home printer. Standard settings is the only thing that I ever use when I'm doing live. So just so you guys know, I only use the standard setting. I don't use vivid or high definition or anything. It's just a standard print setting, and you get really beautiful color with the Easy Color. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, take my page, I'm going to grab a cutting mat. Because we're working on just an 8.5 by 11 page, I'm going to use a cutting mat for this. And with Easy Color DTV and the power of Leonardo, one of the really cool parts is registration marks can get extremely close to the edge of the page. However, this also comes with a caveat. When you're using a mat that's gridded, well, those grids kind of look like those registration marks. So what we need to make sure we do for that first registration mark, throw it right in the bottom left corner of your mat, and I'll hold this up for you in a second. In the bottom left corner of your mat, because really the most important registration mark to start is going to be this initial one. So we don't want it to find any pieces of the grid, and we don't want it to try to register that instead of where it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this onto the Juliet. Line that mat up properly. And then I'm simply going to do a quick, you know what, I already test cut, so we're just going to go with it. If anything changed,
That's dangerous.
It's on me. I know it's dangerous.
We all know that's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous with
that
me.
confidence.
It's that confidence. All right, so inside Leonardo, I've print out my page. I have my registration marks. And if you guys have a Cricut, a Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cutter, any other cutting machine and software, Easy Color DTV is universal product. It can work with any cutter. I'm just using ours because I love it. You know, that's all. And because Tony's behind the camera and he's going to yell at me if I used anything else. So what I'll go ahead and do now in Leonardo, now that I have my cut file or my print file already printed out and now my cut file is ready to go, I'm just going to simply hit send to cutter. Now, quick little update in software. I told you guys this is going to be a little bit of a software update as well. A lot of you guys that are mass producing and cutting large runs of material, meaning a lot of material at once, kept asking us, hey, Patrick, Tony, Maya, Johan, everybody here, it's like every time I cut 3 yards, it retracts it all the way back to the beginning. Well, guess what? We solved it for you. So check this out. In the actual setup screen before I send my design, there's now an option that says advance to the end of the cut. So if I am cutting a lot of material out, say I'm doing 2 yards plus, and I don't want that material to retract all the way back to the starting point, I can select this option, and now I know that as it cuts, it's going to stop once the cut is done. So you can use that fancy little play button and a recut feature and continue 3-yard runs at a time. That's how I just got like 200 shirts done last weekend, so it was pretty nuts. But I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. As you see with the cutter, every time it starts registering, because there's an actual high-definition camera in the cutter, like I've told you guys before, it registers, actually sees those registration marks and can pick those out. And right now, we got stuck on a grid, but as you see, the cutter kind of course corrects itself. So we're going to let that thing cut out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start prepping our other stuff. So I already cut out the front of this shirt. And like I told you, we're going to get rid of this little neck tag. I'm going to show you not only how to make a cool teacher shirt, but on the same shirt, we're going to also brand it with the little name tags that we have. So I grabbed some Eco Stretch, and we have a really fun design. I'm going to throw it up into software, Trev, so that they can see what the end result looks like. And I know that we just posted this on our social as well, but I thought it was a really cool one. This file is available in Leonardo Design Studio, so you can get it today. All you have to do is change the name to your teacher, right? And now you have something really cool that you can give. And if you are a business owner, this right here is a golden ticket. Everything's designed for you right in software. The only thing you have to do is change the name. So if you have a customer that comes in and says, I love the way this looks, all you have to do is change the name, send the artwork to them, or create their garments. So this is a quick and easy way to utilize Leonardo, even if you are using it for your business. So I'm going to start weeding out all of my Eco Stretch here. And I'm just going to go quickly through these because I want to be able to apply both of these kind of at the same time. Adam, what do we got over on Facebook just while I'm weeding these out?
Let's see. We have Jody chiming in from Shelby Township, right down the street.
Nice.
We have, let's see.
I see Johan back there. He's going to try to start commenting and throw me off.
I was saying it's so quiet. Are you sure it's cutting?
Yeah, that's the thing is even with these high-powered technology we have in these labs that pick up everything, you can barely hear this thing going in the room. We should do, no, I'm not going to say that right now because then Johan's going to make me do it right now. Talk about it after. We have a couple other special guests hanging out because I'm up in basically our main area of our office. As soon as you walk in the front door, you can basically, this is where you walk into our showroom spot of our office. And so today we have Johan is hanging out in the back right before lunch. Maya is hanging out with us as well. And I know that there's a couple others. The graphics team looks like they have their doors cracked open because they don't like to hear my voice a lot, but every once in a great while. All right.
Camera around, Patrick?
Yeah, there you go. Show the crew we have. There we go. We do it to Anna, so we might as well.
Hello, everyone.
All right.
Hey.
So I'm going to go ahead and finish weeding out this last piece. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab that DTV off. What happened?
I
You
didn't
go
switch
super-
cameras, I don't think.
Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate
Do it one more time.
That's so funny.
Hello.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice. Listen, sometimes we have a crew. Sometimes we have a room full of people, and sometimes it's just me talking to myself. You guys know this already. It's all right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and weed this out. Now, as you can see, I like showing this up not on the table. As you can see, every piece of material with an adhesive carrier has a little bit of like, it's harder to pull. It's a little bit tougher to pull. So as we've shown you in the past before, Adam, let's focus on the press really quick. As we've shown you in the past before, show you a really quick tip on how to make this process super quick for you. So if you have a heat press, like this one right here is just a clam style heat press. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it so it's all the way down. There we go. Now, what I'm doing is I just applied some heat to the lower platen of this heat press. Now what I can do is take my material, lay it carrier side down. So the sticky side is facing up, carrier side's down. I'm just going to press it until I start feeling a little bit of heat through the material. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull. And look at that. Look how quick and easy. Super, super easy, easy pull. All right. So we got the first part of our shirt, and it looks like here that I even pulled a letter off because I was pulling too fast. We're going to go ahead and grab that one S that we have. And, oh yeah, you guys aren't used to the on-the-fly sound effects that I give too. Get ready. All right. Everybody in the back's like, what are you talking about? All right. Here we go. Perfect. Got that fixed really quick.
I wanted to say I'm a really big fan of the robots you chose for me.
Thanks.
The funny,
I'm really happy.
yeah, funny robot.
I was thinking about you when I did those. Thought the robot would be cool. I will say though, I still think that sign that you got me is hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so got the first part of my design done. Okay, and now normally what we show you on a lot of lives is placing all your material sticky side down on the table and kind of pre-masking everything, so everything is kind of fits on one page. I'm gonna do the same thing, but because we have the black portion of our design has to be in front of the actual crayons that we have here, I'm gonna actually go carrier side down, sticky side up. I'm throwing you guys off now. And then I'm gonna start to apply these where they belong right around my design itself. Now, this particular design, it's kind of laid out for me a little bit easier, but I may have to trim a couple pieces a little bit closer to the edge so that I can fit them side by side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim these up just a tad. And really what I'm looking for in this, this setup here is I'm just making sure that all the pieces are in alignment with the actual design itself. Because like I said, we're gonna peel each of those pieces up as we heat apply using that 1 second tack that we talk about all the time. So we're gonna go ahead and cut close. Adam, since we were over on Facebook, let's hop over onto YouTube and see where are the comments. Do we have any big questions coming in?
I do have one question
Yeah, what's
from
up?
D. Does DTV have an expiration date?
Ooh, that's a good one. Actually, I'm gonna turn that one over to Yoan. DTV on an expiration date? No expiration date. There you go, right there.
We didn't hear it. He said we don't have an expiration date.
Perfect. There you go.
It's better without an accent.
No, it's better with an accent.
No, we just couldn't hear it because the microphone.
All right, cool. Do we have any other questions over there on YouTube, Adam?
It not so far. Nope, that was the only one right now.
Nice. That means we're doing a good job today. I like it. All right, I'm almost done here. We're gonna lay down the last piece. There we go. And then one more here. Sorry, I said that was the last piece, but it's actually not. What are now? Do we actually go back in the comments really quick, Adam, for me too? See if anybody has put in what they're getting ready for back to school, or how many of you guys are preparing. Actually, here's a good question. This is a good question for you. Do you follow the I won't say normal calendar. Follow my type of calendar, or do you follow the retail calendar when you're getting ready for holidays? I think a lot of people, what they do is they're starting to set up Halloween back in July. They're setting up Christmas in June. How do you guys get prepared for the holidays too? All right. I only say that because back to school, I feel like actually started back in January or last like June when school got out. All right. Let's go ahead and apply basic. Put these two pieces down, 1 and 2. All right. So just like that, we have the base of our design made. See that? Cool, cool. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip over to the heat press really quick. I'm gonna do both of these kind of at the same time. So we're starting out, we're gonna make a fun teacher shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and take my garment. Now, what we have to make sure is, because I've seen this a lot on social media too, especially on Facebook in our support group, a lot of people are asking why they're getting failure on their shirts. And what we'll always see is a photo of their shirt on the heat press like this, okay? Well, what we have to watch out for when we're using a standard like clam style heat press or any type of heat press that applies a larger platen to the top is we have to make sure that that pressure is even. So things like collars, things like seams on the sleeve all have to be accounted for. Now, there's two ways to do that. Number one, make sure that you're threading your shirt so that you don't have any seams on the actual platen. So as you can see, the armpit seams here, the top seam and the collar are all off the press. Or you use something like a pressing pillow, which is going to give you a little bit of a pad, and that'll allow the actual shirt to imprint into that pillow a little bit, giving you an even pressure across that. So we're going to go ahead and fold our shirt in half. You guys know that this is a great way to draw our center line into our design and pre-press our shirt all at the same time. So this is called the 2-for-1 deal. Go ahead, lay that down, give it a little bit of heat. So we're applying right now at around 305 to 310 degrees for 15 seconds. I'm just doing a quick pre-press. And as that pre-press is going, I'm going to go ahead and take my DTV just off of the mat for now. Once my pre-press is done, I am ready to start applying. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for this is I'm not going to use a pressing pillow, but I am going to take my shirt and let it hang slightly off of the press. What I like to do first, because I have a nice center line in my shirt, is I like to make sure that the sleeves are even and that center line is going down the center of my platen. Now, I have my collar hanging off the edge. All I'm going to do is take the shoulders and pull it up to where that collar is just off the edge of the press. And now I know that I'm centered. So with that, I'm going to take my full design, and I have two pieces in here that'll help me align this and center it, which is going to be that part. Go ahead and fold, fold. And I'm going to throw this green piece right back on. You want that to be dead center. And now I'm going to flip my design over, and I'm going to make sure that the center line that I folded into the carrier is aligned with the center line on the shirt. Obviously, as we always tell you, stick with 3 fingers from the collar is good placement down the shirt. So we have one set up. Now I have to do this typically color by color, but because we cut around that carrier, what I can actually do is pull up all but the actual crayon colors. Whoop. 5 crayons, 5 fingers. I can hold them down. We're good. There we go. And then lay those all flat. Again, good, we're good, we're good. That one goes up there. Sweet. And then what I'm going to do is let all of those, oops, my fingers are sticking to these now. There we go. Let all of those sit all in one. I'm just going to double, triple check. Yeah, we'll call it good. We'll call that one good. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply for just 1 to 2 seconds. This is a 1 second tack. So 1 to 2 seconds, pick up the platen, and then look at that. I can peel these off all hot, super easy. And I just laid down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors all at one time. That's speeding up how quickly we can make these. So with that, I'm now going to go ahead and lay down. Oops, it looks like I missed one little piece. Still. So we're going to fix that really quick. Let's see where we're at here. I might have lost that one, but that's okay. That's okay. We lost one piece, but it'll still look really cool. I like it either way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and lay down the crayon pieces over the existing crayons. And these are meant to be kind of like cartoonish and fun. They're not meant to be super perfect on there. There we go. Cool. So now I have my 5 colors laid down, and now we're laying down our second color. But because we have people in the room, we want to make sure we use a cover sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that for 1 to 2 seconds again. Peel that carrier hot, and then what I'm just going to go ahead and do is cover this up really quickly, and I'm going to apply it for another 10 seconds or so. What this is allowing me to do now is to cure that adhesive and make sure that that's going to have a permanent bond into that shirt. So now that we have that done, about 10 seconds, we do the cutesy bootsy reveal. like that. Here, I'll go ahead and bring it over here so you can see it. Just like that, we got a really, really fun, quick shirt that we made for a teacher. And if this were, let's flip this around and say this is a kid's shirt, what I'm going to do is add a really awesome touch to it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the collar of my shirt, just like that. And then I'm going to take my Easy Color DTV. I'm just going to throw it here so you guys can see it. I'm going to go ahead and pre-weed all of these out. And I'm just being careful around the first couple. And I always do that just because I like to check and make sure that my cut settings are proper. We're good there. And then everything else feels really, really, really easy. So let me grab just one of these off. I don't even need all of them. Because, like I said, it's all one solid contour. There's not multiple pieces. I can simply grab it. Let me show you the magic of DTV. I'm just going to pre-press this little spot here. As you can see, the DTV, if you can see that well, it's curled up in my hand, right? Check this out. I'm going to go ahead and make this even worse. Maybe my kid, I got upset with him because he didn't clean his room, so I'm going to ruin his shirt. Psych, I'm not really. So I can take a curled piece of DTV and watch this on the heat. It lays completely flat. Super, super simple. And now I can take that t-shirt label, throw it right inside the inside of the collar here. And then I'm just going to take a little cover sheet, make sure that I'm covering up my Easy Color DTV. And I'm just going to apply a little bit more pressure because I want to try to make sure that this collar imprints into the platen a little bit so that we can get a good solid press. And then once we're done, we have not only a cool teacher shirt that we've made with a fun, quick design that's easy to scale, it's easy to mass produce. Same thing with the t-shirt labels, easy to scale, easy to mass produce. And just like that, peel that off. And now Trev never will forget that Miss McKenzie is his teacher. Okay, I shouldn't have put him on both, but it's fine. So check that out.
Is that how you get an A for your kids?
That's exactly it. Yep. You throw your name in there, so every time they go in, they're like, oh, I'm going to change in this one today. I love this. Oh, Trevor, I'm going to give him an A today. How you do it. And we also made...
I would never get an A otherwise.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only way I can buy myself a good grade.
And I thought that these are really cute, too. Just a little tiny unicorn one. We'll just show that, just for funsies.
She would have put a Michigan.
She would have. If it was Anna, yeah. There you go. Cool. All right. So now what I can do, and this is the easiest part, right? Want to make a great impression on your first day of school. You labeled all your kids' stuff with Easy Color DTV. Again, I say that this is the at-home DTF solution, and there's a big reason why. We're talking about CPSIA compliance. If we're talking about our certifications and product safety, this is your go-to, right? This is your go-to. No loose adhesives, no smelling adhesives in the air, no waiting 5 days for your stuff to come. I can grab this, I can grab a desktop printer, and I can be printing within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, I can print, cut, and get ready to apply it to a shirt. So now let's just jazz it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and fold this in half. Look at this. You guys are getting a lesson in folding too today. I love it. Fold it in half. We're gonna roll this up, and then we're gonna go ahead and give a little teacher's bag. Back to school, we're having fun. We're going to also mark where it was from. Check this out. We're going to do something fun just because I feel like it right now. All right, and because I know there's people in the back that want to go to lunch, so we're going to run this live a little long today. We're going to use one of those Trevor labels again. We're going to throw one there, one on there, and then I'm going to grab Tina, one of our graphic artists here in the office. I'm going to grab her name, throw it on there. And we're just going to try something new. We're going to see, does DTV apply to this? I don't know. We'll see. The paper. And I'm not going to hit it for a long time because this, ooh, fancy. It's fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Look at that. There you go. So now, not only, sorry, I pulled it away too long. So not only do we show you how to make a cool shirt, show you how to mass produce it, because you guys know that there's awesome tools and software like Tile Array and things like that that'll help you to mass produce, but we also made a quick little t-shirt neck label. We use the same just to see if it would apply, but Easy Color DTV, I can make a fun bag. And remember, it's not layering multiple layers of material. This is one material, multicolor. I don't have to have a white contour around it. I can go as close to the design as I want. and with the power of Romeo and the Juliet high definition cutters, now registered trademark, thank you. With that, they are super, super accurate, so you know that you're gonna get a really beautiful finished good. Throw the shirt in there, check that out. Miss Mackenzie, I'm getting an A for the rest of the year. Pretty simple. Easy thing to do, easy thing that you can do at home, but let's now move away from the funsies and let's get right into software because there's a couple really fun new things that I want to show you guys that I think can really, really improve. Now, there's a few that were asked for early on, and then we'll make sure that we wrap. Actually, you know what? First, let's go to comments really quick, just while I'm setting up. Do we have any comments, questions, anything that's coming in? Maybe it's a question for Miss Mackenzie. We need to send Trev to talk to her about it at school. I don't know.
We do have a couple of people who have talked about back to school projects.
Okay, nice. What do we got going?
Terry said that last year, actually, she made her grandson's teacher a tote bag using DTV.
That's an awesome idea.
And with it, she was able to put her grandson's handwriting on it,
Ooh,
thanks to DTV.
I like that.
Stacy said that she wants to make her grandson a super rad backpack.
Okay.
Well, Bonnie said she's a last minute kind of person, and although her daughter is starting kindergarten and her husband's a teacher, she hasn't done any school projects yet.
I mean, you get it. Hold on. So I'm gonna just say something about that. Listen, I'm a crafter. There's a lot of people in here are crafters. When I get home, sometimes I don't want to craft. I get it. You're dealing with a teacher every day. You buy enough gifts for the teacher and your family, so you don't have to make a custom one. But these are also really fun ways to send him to school with something fun. And also, if you are somebody that's looking to take your just at-home hobby and scale it to a business, this right here is literally a walking billboard. Somebody comes down, they don't see the same run-of-the-mill screen print, DTF, or basic design. They see a lot of grading, a lot of color, something that'll last a long time. They're going to ask you, oh, who made your shirt? Oh my God, who made your shirt? Who made your shirt? Well, then now that's easy plug. This is literally a walking billboard for you if it's something that you want to do. Now, if you haven't already, tried Leonardo and downloaded Leonardo, there are a ton of back-to-school designs. There's a ton of educational designs in there. So if you're just trying it out just to check out what kind of designs are, head over to CaesarNA.com today. You can go over to the Cutter tab, and under Leonardo Design Studio, halfway down the page is a link that you can click, set up an account today, and play with Leonardo Design Studio absolutely free. So just wanted to call that out. Now, a couple of just quick updates that are coming. There's a video that will drop at 12:30. Well, should have already come out. If not, I'm going to make sure to push the public button as soon as we get done with this, showing you all the new Leonardo Design Studio 1.1.24 updates. So if you have Leonardo Design Studio, this is the time, because we're public now, right, Tony? Did you push out the? Okay, cool. Tony's literally, this is the cool part. You got Tony and me here. He's literally clicking the button right now. Make sure that you go into your account, check for updates, so it'll push that update to you. If you don't find it, though, I want to make sure that all of you guys know this. You can always go to account.caesar.com. That is your main profile page, like web page. So what you can do is if you don't see the download in software, you can always go to account.caesar.com. You can always download from that page as well, and it will have all of the updates. So I just want to make sure that I said that twice and repeated it so we know. So we're good now? Cool. It's live. We are live. What's up, Adam?
So I have a question on YouTube from Benetta, and I thought it would be a good idea to touch on it one more time. She's asking if she needs DTF ink in order to use DTV.
That is such a good question. So here's the thing. I'm saddened to tell you, no, you don't. It just uses regular pigment ink. So when I say it's a desktop printer, I literally mean you can go to Walmart, Best Buy, wherever you shop retail. Everybody heard what I said first because I go there every day. But you can literally go to any retail store. You get yourself just a regular desktop printer that you would print copies. Or like I said last week, my parents had a printer for 25 years sitting in the basement. I don't think they ever used it, but they could if DTV was around. Just throwing it out there. So regular pigment ink is what it's called. So regular ink, non-DTF. You don't want to deal with those chemicals anyways. We like CPSA compliance. Is there any other questions on that one?
Not right now. No, I think you're good.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to run through a bunch of the updates really quickly for you so we can get you out of here and get you back to your normal day. Because right now, I'm right on time with where I wanted to be. So give me 4 more minutes of your time. So cool parts about Leonardo Design Studio 1.1.24 updates. Number one, the alignment marks. So if you guys didn't know that, in software, there's actually alignment marks. What these alignment marks are for, and I'm going to throw a basic square on screen so I can show them to you. And I'm going to grab them really quick. Sorry, I got to look really tight. Okay, so if I have one square, I'm going to take another one inside of it, and we're going to change the color. A lot of times with alignment marks, what we need to happen in this is we want to make sure that that red square stays exactly within that blue square where it belongs. So how do we do that? We're going to go down to our Arrange tools. We're going to select alignment marks, which is the third option from the bottom. And what you're going to notice is that it actually draws these little squares around your design. Well, when we go over to the Send Design page, what those alignment marks will actually do is they will cut out of each layer. So let me go ahead and zero in on this. There we go. Oops, I want to move that. So as you can see, there's those alignment marks, and this is my larger blue square. Sorry, there's a weed box. There we go. There's my larger blue square. Well, if I go over to my red square, you can see those alignment marks don't move. But if I move my red square around, those alignment marks are meant to keep both of those layers in perfect alignment or perfect registration. So that is a really cool tool. Not only if you are somebody that has a lot of layers of heat transfer vinyl and you're just trying to make sure that you're registering some of those knockouts properly, you can definitely use those alignment marks, but don't make the mistake I did. Make sure you cut them out once you're ready to actually apply, because I have pressed alignment marks to shirts before. Looks cool, but maybe not what you want. But with PSV, pressure sensitive vinyl, is sticker stuff that we use all the time to make stickers. This is really the golden ticket for those alignment marks, is that when you are layering multiple layers of PSV, it is easier to utilize those to make sure, again, you get that proper registration. Now, if you guys notice on the same page itself, I don't have a little gap in between the corner of my, my mat and where my cut actually starts. Well, that's a brand new improvement here in Leonardo Design Studio, is now we are not going to have the automatic margin, or you have the ability to toggle or turn off that automatic margin. So when your blade basically starts, it kind of jumps over and up a little bit. We don't need that. All you paper crafters out there say, hey, I need specific dimensions. I need to make sure that is where I'm putting my blade is where that blade starts. Well, now you have it. And the way to turn that off really quick, let me just show you. Oops, sorry. Oh, you're good? Okay. All right, so what you're going to go ahead and do is that when we actually highlight our design and we hit Send Design, there is a little spot right here that says Allow for a Weed Margin. Now, if that's turned on, what you'll notice is that there's a small little gap. Let me turn this way and that way. Now there's a small little gap indicating that wherever the blade is, it's going to jump a little bit because it's trying to account for the space between the corner and where your design starts. Now, as you saw before, if I go ahead and turn that off and hit Send, now those alignment marks are literally right. Oops, go this way. Now circle of confusion. There we go. And now you can see that alignment mark is exactly where that blade starts. So a massive, massive improvement, and especially for all the paper crafters out there that were asking for this, it is now finally here. Now, for my print and cut friends, I've had you say multiple times to me, and I've had people reach out to us and say, hey, I need to be able to increase the amount of decrease that I can add. Basically, you didn't want to stop at, do you remember what it was? Was it 0.198? I think it was 0.198 inches was how far inset you can go. So like perfect example in software, when I'm building a cut contour around an object, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit on this so you can see the edge. Traditionally, for this print and cut line, the farthest that I could go in was right about, keep going till we get to 9.8 sports. There we go. So I can get to 0.9 or 0.98. Well, guess what? We have now increased those, so we can go as far as, I believe it's all the way up to 1 inch, if I'm not mistaken. But it could be wrong. It could be a ½ inch. So we'll see. We're going to keep going until it stops. Where it stops, nobody knows. Okay, so just under about a ½ inch now I can toggle down to in that inset. So we've increased how far you can inset, if that makes sense to you. And then also too, I know I'm missing one big one. Oh yeah, this is one that I really want to tell you because this is actually really cool. So they're all really cool, but this is one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, but you guys know. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and change my blade from the standard Caesar blade to the custom blade setting. Okay, this is if I have Let's say I have a different type of blade in there, I need to change the offset or whatever I need to do. I can actually change my offset. Secondly to that, I like to make sure that I mention that because there are some folks that I've seen using third-party blades that have a slightly different offset. So you just have to check your blade if you're not using a Caesar blade for your cutter. You just have to check your blade packaging and see what that offset number is. And from that custom blade setting is where you can change that number. Now, one of the cool parts about this is if I turn off my user cutter settings, I now have a full preset library right here inside Leonardo Design Studio. Now, this is actually something that was brought out a little bit before 1.1.14. However, the ability now to select anything in the heat transfer vinyl line up here at Caesar is now available to you right at your fingertips. Secondly to that, next to that option, that drop-down menu, there's 3 little dots. If I click on that, I now can create brand new custom presets. So I've had some folks at shows and different events throughout the year that have said, hey, Patrick, for me, I like to use Oracal stencil material, or I really prefer to use 3M for my adhesive because I'm doing car graphics and stuff like that. Well, now you have the ability to take those custom materials that you're already using, or maybe you're cutting basswood, maybe you're cutting, is it vellum? Is that what it is? A really thin vellum? Vellum, there we go. Maybe you're cutting vellum. I always call it vellum or volume for some reason. Maybe you're cutting something that needs cut settings outside of the Caesarverse, right? You can now not only create a brand new one and save it, but you can also load those presets or those those presets to your cuts right within software, and you can name them too, so it makes it easy to remember and navigate that menu. So a couple of different updates that came. I just wanted to pick out some of the bigger ones that were really, really asked for along the way and that people wanted. And if you guys have any other suggestions, you can always reach out to us at info@caesarna.com, or you can always send us an email to support@caesarna.com. Those are the 2 best places to give us just your feedback. That's all we're asking for. When you're using Leonardo Design Studio, the Romeo and Juliet professional cutting machines, I got to drop the high definition. They're professional cutting machines. And or you're using any Caesar material that's part of our library, or even if you have another one that you're like, hey, I got a random question about this other adhesive or this other material I'm using, give us a call. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll answer all of your questions, and you already know we're taking all that feedback from you because we're just trying to develop the coolest stuff that's out there and some of the most accurate and best equipment and materials that we can find. So, Adam, we want to run to comments one more time, make sure that there's not any massive questions that anybody has.
One more question here from D on YouTube. Why would you need to use a different blade?
That's a really, really good question. So I think a lot of people in the I'm gonna call it craft and professional space, okay? Meaning that we're used to using a Cricut or we're used to using a Silhouette. You're used to using a 45 and a 60-degree blade. Those are kind of the 2 standard blades that are out there in the industry. Well, there's different degrees of blades that you can use and different thicknesses of blades and different material makeup of blades that you can utilize to also do this. There's tungsten blades that have a 35-degree angle, and there's 60-degree blades that have a further offset than what we have. So what I always say is that folks will go on Amazon and they want to buy third-party stuff. It all makes sense, and I get it. We're crafters and we're professional users here too. But what I always make sure is that you guys know that there are differences in these things. So if you're using a 45-degree blade, doesn't mean that the Caesar one is the same as a Roland one or as a Graphtec one. It doesn't mean that it's not, but I always say just double check your blade packaging, double check and make sure that all of the data that you're putting into the system is accurate. Because if we put that in inaccurate and then we get an inaccurate print and cut, then you're calling me and saying, Patrick, my print and cut doesn't work, I want to return my machine, when it could just be as simple as using a third-party blade. So just wanted to make sure that we talk about those things as we go. Any other questions? I don't see any big ones. Oh, and then Adam, can you really quickly, will you just drop the link over on Facebook and on YouTube, just the link to the Leonardo landing page really quick. So there was a couple, there was a question in there about that too. Oh, here we go. This is the best question, and this is the perfect segue to the ending of this. It looks like Vanetta asked, where can I purchase DTV from? Here's the thing. Number one, go out and get it today. You can find it in retail stores near you. You can also find it from a reseller or distributor. And like I say every week, if you don't have a reseller or a distributor already, still reach out to us, info@caesarna.com. we will find the closest one to you, but it is available everywhere that you can find Caesar products today. So gave you the social handles. You guys know we're on Facebook. Obviously, you're here. We have a support group. Make sure you join the support group over at Caesar North America Support. We're also on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on all of the things. So wherever you can find social stuff going on, we're there. We're there for you. So I believe that's it. Anybody else in the room have anything? Johan, Maya, Tony? Maya, you want to come on? All right, that's fine. Whatever. All right, so with that said, we did a really fun project. We gave you a really cool back to school just gift that you can package up for the teachers. If you do, I want to see those. Tag us over in the support group. Make sure that we can see those projects. Make sure this week, as your kids are getting ready for back to school in the next couple of weeks, make sure you're sharing all your back to school inspiration. You never know when you find one in one of our videos. You never know. With that said, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with us and letting me take more of your time. Till next time. Love you guys. Bye.